Arise, ye workers, from your slumbers. Arise, ye prisoners of want. For reasons in revolt now thunders, and at last ends the age of cant. Away with all your superstitions, servile masses, arise, arise. We'll change henceforth the old tradition, and spread the dust to win the prize. So comrades, come rally, and the last fight let's face. The Internationale unites the human race. Comrades, come rally, and the last fight let's face. The Internationale unites the human race. No more deluded by reaction, on tyrants only will make war. The soldiers too will take strike action, they'll break the ranks and fight no more. And if those cannibals keep trying to sacrifice us to their pride, they soon shall hear the bullets flying. We'll shoot the generals on our own side. So comrades, come rally, and the last fight let's face. The Internationale unites the human race. Comrades, come rally, and the last fight let's face. The Internationale unites the human race.
Hello comrades, I bring greetings on May Day from the Communist Party of Britain. This year we celebrate May Day in unique circumstances. COVID-19 has meant that we can't meet together. Many of us are in social isolation. Many of us haven't seen comrades for weeks. And that's going to continue for a while. But it doesn't mean to say we need to stop organising. In workplaces, trade unions are still fighting to ensure workers' health and safety and terms and conditions aren't affected by management's attempts to undermine them during this period of the pandemic. Some workers, unfortunately, had to be furloughed, laid off, and that has caused problems for them. But trade unions are also defending them to make sure that they have jobs to come back to. We've seen the billionaires trying to rip off the state during this period, and we've seen the reaction of ordinary people to that. And that has to continue post-COVID-19. For the first time we have seen management and the government talking to unions properly, because they need to. They need our cooperation to make sure that things happen. And post-COVID-19 we need to make sure that continues. We need to make sure that the workers' voice is heard at the top points in this country, whether that be management or government. I wish you well on this May Day. I hope to see you all soon. Stand up, join the struggle, join a trade union. Thank you.
My name is Dyal, Bagri, and I'm President of Indian Workers Association, Great Britain. It is a pleasure to be with you on this special day, May Day. We are celebrating May Day in very difficult circumstances. Our thoughts are with the families and loved ones who died in this crisis. We pay tribute to our fellow key workers who are risking their lives so that we survive. Across our front line, there are huge members of BAME community, nurses, doctors, bus drivers, and other black and white workers who are risking their lives so that we live. The question now is, when we emerge from this crisis, will the politics of cuts, precarious employment, low wages, and privatization be left behind? Many people, including on the right and center, are saying so. I think there is a strong possibility the crisis creates a new chance to contest the consensus, but it isn't automatic. The umpire will try to strike back. Instead, and under a Labour government, we joined the US in mad military wars and reinstitute of torture and left the Palestinians in a worse situation. The 2008 financial crisis really profoundly shook the economic system. The banks were only stabilized by huge bailouts and nationalization. There were widespread protests and talk of new politics. Instead, we ended up making ordinary people pay for the bailout through a decade of austerity. The coronavirus crisis is certainly opening up new possibilities of change, but we will have to be prepared to fight for it. The virus shows that capitalism cannot work without huge help from the state. It shows that all kinds of ways that ordinary people were made to pay for the 2008 crisis have made us weaker. The virus is relentlessly exposing the dangers of weak healthcare and social services, precarious work, phony self-employment, low pay, and handing over millions of people's housing to private landlords. Important people in the establishment are worried about this. They have issued a note to investors warning that conventional capitalism is dying and the world is headed for something that will be closer to version of communism. According to some analysts, this transition will be marked by cross currents and external shocks. The possibility for change out of the viral crisis is certainly there. If their tide seems nervous, our side should take heart. But you don't win anything without fighting. The right will certainly fight back. When we come out of the crisis, there is also going to be a big push about us having to pay the debts and return to normal. There will be a big effort to argue that some public services or wages need to be cut to pay for the virus rescue missions. We need to make sure that the principles the state must invest in the people, the employers and landlords must bear costs, not push them onto workers and tenants. Tax should be raised on the rich, not the poor, are fought for and maintained. We should also be very wary of the distraction techniques that will be used to try and claw back the right-wing consensus. When the system is under threat,
Wolverhampton Mayday Committee thanks you for watching and hope to see you all in person next year.
The public being idiots and not following the government advice, or simple racism, trying to blame the Chinese for dirty habits and so on. The current government was elected on a wave of classist propaganda supported by crawlers, liars, turncoats, and our enemies within. We might have a chance to press for a better world, but none of those people have gone away. And all of them are going to be very active, trying to return to the old world, broken world. Socialism is the alternative. Workers of the world unite. Thank you very much again. It was a pleasure to join you all on this occasion. Thank you again.
is really a response to the, you know, the nonsense about you know, the Corbyn being some sort of puppet of sort of the far left. And it's ironic, especially since they said it was a hotbed. We were all Trotskyists. And I'm sure some of you, like me, would consider ourselves, if we were involved in any sort of method at all, any aspect at all, with that ice pick incident, that we were actually at the other end of the ice pick. But anyway, this is the last one from me. It's a piece of satire, and it's called Trump Zombie Takeover Apocalypse. And it's based on a really old poem of mine from 1982 called Russians in the DHSS. It first was a rumour dismissed as a lie, but then came the evidence none could deny. Tom Watson revealed it on the BBC. Dead Russians are running the Labour Party. The plotters and interests have done it at last. The die of destruction is finally cast. We don't think for ourselves, we're controlled by Trotsky. Dead Russians are running the Labour Party. He seems quite unfazed by the fact that he's dead, with an ice pick stuck jauntily into his head. He says, Leon the zombies approach Jeremy. Dead Russians are running the Labour Party. It must be the truth, because it's there in the news. Despite being Jewish, he tells us, hate Jews and break people's windows. Oh no, dearie me, dead Russians are running the Labour Party. With his crap goatee beard and his posse pince-nez, he tells thousands of young Corbyn fans, you obey my transitional programme or you get no tea. Dead Russians are running the Labour Party. But Jeremy's got a coalition that's broad. So the media not know we've got Stalin on board, and there's old Rara Rasputin too. So that's 3 dead Russians are running the Labour Party. An end to this madness. Please, spin doctor now. Oh, give me blue suit. Give me serious brow. Give me same old, and a nice cup of tea. Dead Russians are running the Labour Party. Cheers, Wolverhampton. Thanks for listening to me. Thanks for listening to me.
Then comrades come rally, and the last fight let us face. The Internationale unites the human race. Then comrades come rally, and the last